Morning. You join me once again on another one of my trips after pike on the fens. Today I'm fishing with 4 rods on this drain. 2 of my rods I have a sunken float paternoster with a live roach on. On my 3rd rod I have a ledgered smelt, and on the end rod over there is a float ledgered eel. So hopefully I can get something out today. I have just had a run on the sunken float paternoster with the live roach. Unfortunately that came off shortly after striking into it, but it's a good sign nonetheless. I just had a little visit from Simon Taylor, who I'm sure you'll know or will have seen if you watch many fishing videos online, especially to do with pike. So he's just filled me with confidence, told me that it's only 1 degree C at the moment, and that he had a total blank from dawn till dusk here yesterday. So hopefully I'll have a bit more success than that, but let's see how it goes. Nothing else came of my single beep just now, so I've decided what I'm going to do is just recast all of the rods. I'm going to stay in the same sort of area for the time being. Hopefully there's a fish about, and it wasn't just that single jack. But what I'll do is I'll reposition my float ledger rod first, and then work my way along the other rods, just flicking them about, searching them about in the swim that I've got. Not very happy at the moment. I've just had another run. Camera kept cutting out, so I just took it into the truck and warmed it up a bit, and it seems to have come back to life. As I was doing that, I've had a run on a ledgered smelt. I just wound down and unfortunately didn't connect into anything, but it was a screaming run. So I'm going to keep trying. I was going to try and show you my float ledger rig, but the camera cut out, so I wasn't able to do that. So I guess I'll recast this, and then if the camera still works I'll show you that. So this is the float ledger rig that I'm using today. It's on a Eddie Turner Sneaker 2. It's I think it's about a 9-foot rod. Mostly I use that rod for boat fishing, but it's pretty good. It's quite at home here in the fens. I've landed fish on this to 20 pounds plus before. I've got 2 of these that I take to Chew when I fish there, so they're a pretty good rod. They're nice for playing a fish on, although I don't think they're anywhere near the stated 3-pound test curve. But nonetheless, good fish playing action on this rod. First thing on here to take note of is the stop knot. This stop knot is one that I tie with pole elastic because it's high visibility. I'll show you how to tie a stop knot either later on or in a different video. And then going down the line, we come to fluorescent bead. I like to have these high visibility beads so I can see as this is dropping through the water exactly when it hits. This is followed by a high visibility float, which is attached bottom end only. This again comes from Eddie Turner tackle. These are really good, and you'd be surprised how well you can see one of those in low light conditions, so that's well worth having. Following on from that, this is obviously all free running here. Following on from that, I then have my Fox ledger boom. I have to say I'm now rapidly going off anything that has the word Fox on it, because although they seem to have some very good ideas when it comes to tackle, unfortunately a lot of it seems to just fall apart. I've had a few of these detached just up here recently. I can't show you on that one. I've obviously stuck this one back together again. But where this boom meets the ring inside there, I've had that come apart on a couple, and I know that Simon's had the same kind of trouble. But anyway, ledger boom. If you want a different one of these, buy a Grays one, they're really good. Then going down to my heavy gripper lead. You want a nice heavy lead so it's not going to start dragging about. And then I like to have quite a long trace, and then finishing off with my 2 trebles into my eel. I hook eel and lamprey head up the trace, just because I don't like the idea of putting a treble into that little skinny bit at the bottom there. You'll notice I've got these 2 bait flags on there. The only reason I use them is so that I know which hook point is going into the bait each time, so I can use the same hook point, and then I won't have the blunt one hanging around waiting to hook the fish. So I'll get that recast, and hopefully the next run I'll actually connect with a fish. So I thought I'd now show you some of the super quality fox crap that I've had here recently. I'll just try and focus on this. No, it's not liking that. Alright, so there we are. This is the end of a ledger boom, a fox ledger boom. As you can see, it's broken in there where the lead is supposed to clip in. I can get my fingernail in there. That's one of the fox ones. Here's another fox one. This should have a ledger boom bit attached to it, but that one's come off. That one had exactly the same problem that this one's got, and in that it just pops out like that. That should be obviously attached firmly if you're going to be chucking out heavy leads. So yeah, quite a nice design, and they have worked well for quite some time, but I don't know, maybe Fox have doing manufacturing in different places now or something, but it's very annoying when you go out and you put your confidence in this tackle and pay your money for it and then it falls apart. So yeah, if you're going to buy some ledger booms, obviously you don't have to use ledger booms, you can do it with a bit of mono and a run ring, but if you want to use ledger booms, then I'd suggest, if you have some Fox ones, check that they're not going to do this first. Either that or just buy the Greys ones. They're very good. Those are one, yeah. So, right. The fishing's pretty quiet. There hasn't been any more action after the run on the smelt that was on the end there. I thought I could feel the fish on the end. You know, obviously when it starts taking line, I flick my bail arm over, wound down to take up the slack, gave a good hard strike, but there was just nothing there. So I've got the rods spaced out across the drain. Some are sort of in the far margin. That one, the one that went, was right in the margin, right up against the reeds, probably in no more than 2 feet of water. The first run came from quite close in this side, so I've got one in this side, one in that side, and then 2 sort of around the middle sort of area. So I'll keep trying, see if I can't get something out. I've just been sat in the truck for a few minutes, having a sandwich and trying to warm my hands and also the camera up. There's been absolutely no more action at all. It was snowing for a bit whilst I was tucked up in there with my heater on. It's quite a cold day, and I'm beginning to think that maybe I'm on a bit of a wild goose chase here. Week on Sunday, I'll be, in fact it's a week on Friday, I'll be taking my dad for his first ever pike fishing trip, and we're going to Chew Valley. So a bit of a baptism of fire for him perhaps, but that should be a good couple of days down there. What else has happened? Well, I've managed to rip my fishing trousers right open like this, so that's quite unfortunate. They've already been sewn up once, so I'm going to have to try make some sort of repair on that. Perhaps I'll show you what I wear when I'm out. You can see here, this is the TF Gear Force 8 jacket. I wear this all the time when I'm fishing. It comes with a removable fleece inside, which is is quite good. I wear this for fishing in the winter. Obviously I have the fleece inside it. When it's not quite so cold, I whip that out. I also wear this when I go shooting, things like that. It's a good jacket. It's not cheap, but by quality. Things that aren't quality, obviously my trousers. These are actually some skiing salopettes that I bought from an outdoorsy sort of walking, hiking, skiing type shop. I think from memory it was Mountain Warehouse or something like that. They've served me quite well for a few years now, so I'm not so worried about them ripping. They weren't very expensive. Then going down, I've got these Ski Tech boots, which are supposed to be good to temperatures of about -40. I don't know how true that is. I still get cold feet, but they are definitely the warmest things I've ever worn. I can't tell you how much these cost, because I think my dad got me them for Christmas or a birthday, something like that. But yeah, they're very good. So I can recommend these boots, Ski Tech. I wear this hat, but lots of people like to take the P out of. And people always asking me why I don't wear a woolly hat, because they get cold ears. Well, basically because I haven't got a nice woolly hat, so I just wear this one. Yeah, so how to look stupid on the bank. Another piece of kit that I really do like is my landing net here. This is a spoon type landing net. All that means is it has this rigid piece here that goes round in a spoon shape, unlike your more traditional triangular type of carp landing net. As you can see, it's a big old beast. Absolutely no problem putting 20 pound plus pike in there. If I was ever lucky enough to catch a 30, that would do the job quite happily. I did have another one of these, but unfortunately that went walkies last time I fished chew, so I was lucky enough to find another one exactly the same in the tackle shop. It's a Corum spoon type net. I think they call it their specimen net. But as you can see there, it says latex mesh. That means that this is a sort of a rubberized type net, a rubberized type mesh in here. That means two things. One is that once you've been using this for pulling fish out of the water, that it's very easy to dry, so you give it a good shake and you can shove it in the car without stinking everything out. The other good thing about this is that when we're pike fishing, quite often we're using treble hooks, barbed treble hooks, and it just means that this isn't going to get caught. You're not going to get hooks caught in here like you will with your other sort of carp type landing nets. If you're going pike fishing, don't use one of those nets. I struggled for ages and ages using one of those nets, and you catch a fish and then your hooks go in the net, and then you spend the next hour trying to get your hooks out, and invariably end up tangling it, and it's just not worth it. So invest in a quality net like this and you won't go far wrong. The other thing to notice is that there is the biggest mesh I would ever use. I wouldn't like to use anything bigger than that, because obviously when we're catching a pike, the whole idea of it is that you enjoy catching the fish and then you take a nice photo when it's done. You don't really want a fish that's got all torn fins in it and things like that. It just doesn't look very nice, and it's not very nice at all for the fish. So if you use this size net, this size mesh or smaller, then that's going to do quite nicely. Well, back to the fishing, and as I said, all is quiet still, so what I'm going to do is recast a couple of rods just into different areas. I'm still searching out this swim, and then we'll just see if I can get a run here. I'll leave it a little while more, but if nothing happens, then I'll move down the drain a little way. The other thing to notice about my net is that I have this extending landing net handle. This is a horrible blue coloured one. because like I said, unfortunately my other net went walkies at 2, and that had a nice extending carbon one on it that are they're a lot more expensive. If you're going to be fishing in the fens, quite often you're going to be reaching over reeds like I've got in front of me here to land your fish. So it's really useful to have a long landing net handle like this. Not sure exactly how long this one is. It could do being a little bit longer. It's 2.3 meters. I think the other one I had possibly was even 3 meters long. But as you can see, if you have a landing net of this size, you can then reach over and get your fish out of the water like that. If I had a standard size sort of carp landing net, then you're really going to struggle doing that. So yeah, get yourself one of them. Happy days. There we go. All sorted now. Very professional repair there, done with the aid of some gaffer tape. So yeah, looking good. Once again, I've had a single beep from this rod here. This one's on a alleged dead smelt, obviously a dead smelt, a alleged smelt. Really what I'm after is a bit more than one beep. Oh dear. I do apologise for the terrible filming here, but that is a fish on the legend smell. I'm going to try and not knock it off whilst So, I have now actually had a bit of success and managed to bag myself this small pike here. Jack, I estimate its weight around about £3, something like that. It's a slippery little character. It actually felt a lot bigger as I was playing it in. I wasn't even sure if maybe something else had grabbed it. It has got a few marks on it. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. But if it did have something latched to it, it let go. But at least I'm not blanking, which is always a good thing. This one came on the legend smelt. It was absolutely covered in leeches, so probably showing that it's been lying on the bottom for some time. I guess that's owing to the how cold it is. But anyway, I'll slip this one back and see if I can't get another one. I did actually have some action shots of me catching that fish, but unfortunately my camera has decided it doesn't want to play ball. That's a beep on one of my other rods. I'm just going to investigate. That was the rod closest to me just there. That one's got a roach live bait on the sunken float paternoster. A couple of swans as well. It's always nice to see. Yeah, so the camera decided to stop working, but at least we got a couple of shots of it on the bank. As I said, that one was on the smelt deadbait. I've recast that one back out. I was thinking of moving further down the drain just before that one went off. So I think what I'll do now is stay here for a bit longer and see if there's anything else in the area. I think this is a run. So I'm going to strike into this one. Fish on. just had a move, and this rod's been messing me about a little while now. Quite a strong fish for such a small one. Not very big. But finally I've had this run. It's not been an easy day's fishing, but there we are, there's the fish. And I'm miles away from my landing net. Oh no, I'm not, it's just there. Oh, that's easy enough then. Well, I just got that fish in and took a little video of me holding it and stuff, but once again my camera didn't work. And so not to worry, it was £8 1 ounce. Took the live roach, put up a good little scrap for a small fish. So as I was saying, it was really worth moving. I was starting to get quite fed up where I was, so I thought I'd have a little move before I sort of gave in. I've cast all 4 rods out and got the same baits on as I had on before. And then for a little while, that rod's just been dropping back ever so slightly. And I thought perhaps it was the lead coming down the marginal shelf, but then it let out a bit more of a beep, and I thought, oh, perhaps there is something there. So I struck in and had that one. £8, lovely. Well, we just about come to the end of my fishing trip for today. The light is starting to fade now. I'm not sure if you can make it out on the camera, but it is getting quite a bit darker, and it's still really cold. It's been very hard going today. There hasn't really been any signs of fish about. I've tried moving up a little bit along the drain. I've looked in a couple of different spots, but there really hasn't been any indication of fish or where to cast. There's not even been a grebe diving since really early this morning. So I can't be too upset about the way things have gone today. A couple of fish out isn't a failure. So hopefully next time I'll get a whacker out. There's still time today, but I'll start slowly packing up now. So I'll see you again next time.